𝗂𝗶𝘁𝗵 𝗦𝘁 once said, "We need women who are so strong they can be gentle, so educated they can be humble, so fierce they can be compassionate, so passionate they can be rational, and so disciplined they can be free." This powerful quote reminds us that true strength is a balance of resilience and kindness, wisdom and humility. Women are not just breaking barriers, they're redefining what it means to lead, inspire, and create change. We're coming to you from Home Basic Interiors. Our location partner is a trendy store offering the latest furniture and stylish interior decor, perfect for transforming any space into a modern and elegant haven. Today on the show, we have Kesang Om, the young Managing Director of Institute of Learning Solutions. Kesang is a seasoned consultant and trainer who has led diverse projects in leadership development, governance, community engagement, and business strategy across Bataan. She has worked with international organizations like JICA, UNDP, and Save the Children, driving impactful initiatives in capacity building, market research, and policy evaluation. Today, she's here to share with us her story. Hi Kesang, welcome to Her Story. First of all, to make you relax. And this is a question I think is very important for most of my guests, because I want to see how, when you were younger, how that has impacted the person that you are right now. How were you as a young little girl?
First of all, thank you so much for having me here. How was I as a young girl? I think I was very active. I remember one of my class teachers, so in the results, at the back of the results, they would always say comments, and one of the class teachers would say that, "Oh, she's the spark in the class."
Aww.
So I still remember that. It's from my Changangka school madam. And some teachers would say she's headstrong. So these are just some of the adjectives described by my teachers when I was young.
Is that still, do you think, is it still relevant to you?
I do not know about the spark, but I'm still very headstrong, still very determined, if I may say so myself. So I guess the adjectives, the descriptions by my teachers and my educators still stands true.
Okay. Where does the confidence come from? How did the confidence come to you when you were a little kid, first of all?
So when I was a child, I think just being happy and being able to play in my own elements. For example, we didn't really have iPad or mobile phones, so we'd be out there playing Emerald or playing marbles or ringos.
Yeah.
So that kind of freedom, I guess, it let me be myself. So we didn't really have like boys group or girls group. It was like all the kids in the neighborhood, we would gather around. So that was me as a childhood. But as I grew up, and I did my undergrad from 𝗄𝗶𝘁𝗵 College, and there I think I realized more about myself in the sense, so first I was served as the secretary of my department, environmental department, and later towards my final years, then I served as the president of my department. And I also, when I was studying in 𝗄𝗶𝘁𝗵, I was also able to start the first newsletter of 𝗄𝗶𝘁 College. Back then I didn't even know how to collect fund, how to do budgeting, how to get things together. And I remember during breaks, my friends would go out and hang around with their families, but me and my friend, we would go from office to office asking for donations to print the paper. Back then, I really didn't know what I was doing, but I think it was just making way for where I am today. So I think all of these experiences collectively made who I am today.
Wow. Did you always know you were going to lead? Because
No.
it sounds like you knew, especially starting college.
No, I had no idea. I just went. I know only dead fishes go with the flow, but I think I did go with the flow that time because I really had no idea what I wanted to do. When we were growing up, when people would ask, after you finish your junior high, when you're going into high school, what do you want to study? Science, arts, commerce. You really didn't know. You just follow what your friends were doing. So I was one of them. I didn't know what I wanted to study, what I wanted to become.
You didn't have an ambition?
No. It was like teacher or doctor or engineer or architect, whatever everybody was saying, the popular occupations. So I just went with the flow. But I think I trusted myself. I trusted my gut. And that's something that I still do today. I believe my gut feeling a lot. So I trusted my gut. And I like the thrill. I wouldn't mind going on the stage and giving out a speech on why they should elect me. So I think I like that kind of thrill. So that just kept me going, I guess.
What is it about being an entrepreneur that gives you that thrill? It's a lot of risk.
It is. So if I may, how my journey actually started was, I was in a very good job, a good paying job. But then few things happened in life, and 2 days after I came out of that job, it took me 2 days to realize that I wanted to start my own. Then it was early mornings. In early morning, I woke up my husband and I said, "Hey, I need to do this on my own. This is what I want." I didn't sleep throughout the night. I was like, "This is what I want." And without blinking an eye, he said, "Okay, let's just go look for a space." Then that day, it all happened in a week's time.
So what was that idea? What was the conception?
So I got an opportunity through Australian Awards to go to Australia for a short stint to study on monitoring and evaluation. And I realized upon my arrival back that, hey, this is something that we can actually implement in almost all our programs here in Bhutan. And I do see there's a huge gap in it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to drive on this one idea to implement M&E in almost all the training programs that we do. So that was one idea that I had, and I said, okay, I'm just going to go through with this, and that's going to be my unique selling point.
Yeah.
So that week, we looked for a space, we booked space. I had a small saving. I was 27 back then. How much savings am I going to have? So I had a small saving. Then we gave the advance for the house, for the office space. We started to get furniture. We didn't really have people to help us with the furniture, everything. We did it all ourselves, the painting, everything. It was just the two of us, me and my husband, late night. Yeah. Just repainting the floor, everything, getting things done, getting ideas together. So that's how I started. It was run by this one idea where I identified a gap in the market, in the industry, and I was like, this is going to be my USP. I'm going to drive through with this.
Wow. So then talk about, this was how many years ago?
I was 27 back then, and I'm going to be 34 very soon.
Wow. So 8 years later, you have ILS. Did you know back then, did you start this as ILS, or how was this?
Yes. So the name has been the same since the beginning, Institute for Learning Solution, ILS. And I think it's one of the requirements from the government also that an institute has to have the word institute in the title. So that's how it started, and it's been ILS since then.
So how has ILS changed now? What is it now? If you could tell us a little about the company that you lead.
I think now we have changed a lot. And I'm very happy when I look back and see how much we have changed. We started, initially it was just the two of us when we started, but now
you and your husband?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we started, it was just the two of us. But now I'm very happy to say that it's still very small, but still very proud of the small team that I have. That we're a team of 5, including myself. And we have been able to, we just started with training initially and then stepping into monitoring and evaluation. But now we have gone into consultancy where we have specialized ourselves in management and governance. And we have also traveled almost all across the 𝗁𝗁𝗃 conducting entrepreneurship program, but also equally being part of the communities and community engagement and bringing about community participation. So we have, in a short period of time, I would say that we have achieved a lot.
When you say training, what kind of training are you talking about?
We do mostly leadership, project management, communication, and mostly under the banner of management.
Do you feel like it's challenging at times, and when you face challenges, how do you deal with it?
I think challenges is inevitable. It's definitely going to come, and I think what I tell myself is that's okay. You win some. On some days you win, on some days you lose. What are you going to do about it? Just move on. So if I get project A, well and good, I'm going to deliver my best. If I don't get project B, what am I going to do about it? I lose some days. Then I move on to project C. So you just keep moving on. I think what I tell my friends and the younger colleagues at office is, I think what's really important is to believe in yourself. The mindset is what I really believe is very important, to have a very strong mindset. Because if Kesang Om doesn't believe that Kesang Om can do it, there's no point my upper telling me I can do it. I'm still not going to be able to do it. So Kesang Om believes that Kesang Om can do it is very important for me. And like I said, the gut feeling is very important. So I push myself through, and when I'm really down, I just reflect back on the things that I've done. And I'm somebody who also need a vision. I have to see the vision. If I can't see the vision, I don't know how to work. So I need to see a vision. So if that vision is clear for me, then the execution in the present world is very easy.
It just follows.
It just follows through.
Who's your support system?
So right now, I'm a working mom. And
you have
a baby.
Oh my goodness, how old?
She's almost 3.
Okay.
She's almost 3, and I would give anything just to be at home with her. Like Monday, Tuesday, throughout the weekends, I just want to be with her, but it's not easy, like, it's not possible at all. I have to balance the two, or I have to choose. And I do enjoy my work. It's not that I'm tasked to do my work. I enjoy being in my office. I enjoy being next to my computer and working. But I love my daughter. I love being around her. And I can't choose. So what I do is when I have no projects, when I have no work, I'm with my daughter completely 100%. We go to parks, we enjoy, we're everywhere. And when I do have projects, I have my family to be with her.
Oh, how lucky.
So I have my family who can take care of her, and they know how many updates they have to continuously send it to me.
Pictures. Yeah.
Videos, pictures, what's she doing, did she eat? So I'm able to balance it that way. But
because you have a support system,
Yes,
because you
sir.
have your strong family to do
Yes,
that
sir.
with. You also are a student.
Yes, I have a lot on my
As
plate.
I am, yeah. You're doing your MBA. Tell me about that experience.
So I jokingly tell my cousins that my plate is tote. Everything is there right now. So MBA, it actually helped. It's quite similar to what I do. So I enjoy the discussions I have in the class because it's very similar to what I do, and I have a lot of questions. So, and with the expertise at RIM, I'm able to ask these questions. But at the same time, one of the biggest challenge when you have all of these three things together on your plate is time management becomes very difficult.
Yeah.
It's very difficult on yourself. You put a lot of pressure on yourself to be able to be there thoroughly in the class and also attend to the emails and also be concerned about your child at home. So it's difficult. That time management and balancing is an act that I won't say I have championed it, but it's something that I'm still working on. It's not easy.
It's you're going to be done with it very soon.
I can't wait for me to come.
All right, because when I'm talking to you, I feel so inspired. The energy that you exude when you're talking about the love of your life, which is your work, your husband, your child, the masters that you're doing to, I'm sure, to enhance your business more. It's so contagious, and I hope, I congratulate you for finding that passion, that zest in your life more. And I hope it inspires all our viewers today, because this is the goal for her story. I want to bring here women who ignite that flame in their viewers, because you carry that flame within yourself and more. So, if you weren't going to be in business, let's say, what do you think you would be doing?
So I wrote this on my LinkedIn profile once that had I not chosen this life, I would have been gladly a 𝗲𝗄. Yeah. The reason why I say that is because I've been so involved in working with the community that I see there's so many changes that a position like the local leader of a 𝗲𝗄 can bring. Changes in women, changes in children, changes in community development, changes in children living with disabilities. So there's so many sectors one position can do. One power, one position can bring about a lot of changes in it. So my friends, my colleagues, they laugh whenever I tell them this because they're like, I can't imagine you being a 𝗲𝗄. But
I can totally see you be a 𝗲𝗄. I only laughed because it just came out of nowhere. It was from business to 𝗲𝗄. The switch was so, I didn't expect it, but I can totally see you be a 𝗲𝗄.
But I think what drives me to say that is the amount of changes that one person can bring about in the community. Say if I'm from Parola, so if I'm to be a 𝗲𝗄 in my village, I can see so many ways and so many programs I can introduce to engage the youth there. So many things I can do to empower the women in my community. So for me, it's not just driven by monetary benefits, but also the changes, the empowerment that I can bring about.
The influence.
Yes, la.
Wow.
So that's why, had I not chosen this...
And I think that's plan B. Please keep that as plan B. Okay? I know you're going to thrive with your business, plan A, but keep that in mind, plan B. Or whenever you're done, let's say 45, 55, you're done with this job and you want to fall back, you think of being a 𝗲𝗄. Kesang, so in your field of work, what has been the most rewarding experience?
I think when we're able to, some of the rewarding experiences are when you're able to do some right from the start. When the client gives us the chance to find the need, execute the program, also find recommendations that can bring about changes and improvement, and also implement by the client. That kind of rewarding experiences is what I enjoy, because they see value in our recommendation, they see value in our findings. So they think that, okay, this has some value in it, we'll execute it. So this is, you feel like you've actually contributed to something. You feel like you're actually part of something.
Because you get to see the result
Yes,
of it.
la.
No, what the
Yes,
more.
la.
Wow. What about challenges?
Challenges. I think the biggest challenge I had was when I started, 27, so 27, just recently married, young girl, and just started ILS, and I was submitting my tender, competing with people of my father's age.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wasn't competing with some boys of my age. I wasn't competing with anybody. I was competing with people of my age who had the experience, who had the network, who had everything. So I was competing with them. And that was biggest challenge, because I would usually never get the tenders. And sometimes people wouldn't trust somebody as young, 27-old Kesang Om, who had a very different idea, something different from their traditional ways of doing it. They found it too different, they don't want to adapt to it. And usually all my clients where I submit my tenders are very senior officials. They wouldn't trust somebody as young as me. So that was very difficult. But what I tell myself, like I said, I always like to give positive thoughts to myself, telling myself positive things. I would say that, you know what, the advantage you have over these senior established institutes is you have the opportunity to fail. I'm so young, I can fail anytime and still get up. Who's going to care about me? But I don't have that status, and no one's going to know. If I fail, no one's going to know about that I fail. But I can still get up, and I can fail again, I can still get up. So I was like, you know what, you have that chance that not many people have. You have the chance to experiment. You have the chance to be innovative. So I think I kept telling myself this, and then down the line, people started to believe in the work that I was doing, and then we started to get 1 or 2 tenders and moved on.
How do you become this fearless?
Oh, I'm not fearless now.
No, because I would be worried. But look at you, you're challenging this.
Not fearless now. There's fear in every step.
But how do you overcome it?
I think, like I said, it's very important that you believe in yourself. So looking into the mirror, I see myself. What do I tell myself? If I failed, what do I tell to the failed version of myself? If I succeeded, I need to be humble. What do I tell myself to stay humble? So that you really, I think to believe in yourself, it starts with understanding yourself, understanding my tendencies. So there are a few things that I know would trigger me, and I have to understand what triggers me. I have to understand what gives me strength, what motivates me. I have to understand that there are days where I just don't have the energy to pull through. I need to tell myself, hey, it's okay to take a day off. So I think really being able to understand who Kesang Om is by Kesang Om, and then believing in myself helps. At least it works for me that way.
What, according to you, do women bring on the table as leaders?
I think I actually had a conversation with one of the political female leaders on this, conversation with her, where she was telling me, and I think there's truth in it, that when it's just male leaders, we can see a lot of infrastructures, we can see a lot of development. But when you see the presence of a woman, then you can see some life in the development. Then you can see some programs that's beneficial not just to the men, but also to the women. You see some changes in the way the work environment is done, some development in the organization, the integrity in the organizational development. So that's what I see also.
Do you find it difficult to encourage women to be in leadership positions, especially when you are dealing with other firms and other companies through ILS? Do you find it difficult to convince people that women in leadership positions will benefit the whole company?
What I believe is, instead of me telling them just empty words, I like to show it. So I can tell them that, hey, there are challenges, but that doesn't mean anything if I haven't gone through it myself. So I like to present it myself. So when I'm out touring, when I'm in the field, I like to go up in the front. I like to do most of the heavy lifting. I like to show my face and execute the work so that people can see. And I have these young girls, like when I was traveling around and talking about entrepreneurship to these schoolgirls, they come to me and they say that, oh wow, Madam Gidi, we really enjoyed your session and everything. So I don't want to tell them with empty words, because I won't be able to express it as much because I haven't gone through it myself. But if I just show it to them, then they can see that, hey, I see myself there one day. And I tell them, and when they come to me and tell them that, oh, I want to be you, I'm like, no, you're going to be better than me. So I rather show them than tell them. And that's the same thing that I strive for with my daughter. I do the kitchen work, I do computer work, I am everywhere. I do want her to see that, you know, there's so many things you can do. Mama's not just going to be in the kitchen, Mama's going to be everywhere. And she tells me, Mama, go work. So she sees that there are so many different roles that we can play. We're not just limited to role A or B.
If you could wish, what is one change you would wish in the world of entrepreneurship that would improve the lives of women?
One of the main changes is not just women, but in the ecosystem of entrepreneurship is one thing I really changed. I think we really need to have strong hold on our financial management. So that's one. And two, on learning on whom to trust is another thing that I really like to stress on. And I think that goes out to the ecosystem that I am presently involved in.
What do you mean by financial management?
So we make some few sales, we get some profits in a year. How do you really manage that? How do you make it sustainable to last the next year or the next 2-3 years? Being able to manage how much to rent it out, how much do I as the owner, am I on a payroll or do I just take the entire profit? So just these basic financial management.
I see, all right. I'm going to give you one last question before we hop on to our next segment. In your own words, complete the following. Kesang Om is
a learner.
Wow. All right. Okay. I love that. Okay, we're done with the questions. We're now going to go to the next question.
Speak every language fluently. Tells the truth. To read people's minds. Weirdest. Snake. Kira, for sure.
As we wrap up this episode of Her Story, we are reminded that strength comes in many forms, through resilience, courage, and the willingness to chase one's dreams. Today's conversation has been a testament to the power of women who dare to defy expectations. Remember, your story is a part of the greater narrative of change and progress. Until next time, keep writing your own Her Story. Bye-bye.
𝗲𝗲𝗿 𝗦𝗴 𝗢𝗺